Thank you for joining our webinar. Today we will be talking about TAP200, TSW202, and TSW212. And we'll be having a walkthrough. So basically, my name is Arno Sorokas. I work as a Regional Development Coordinator for Africa Continent. And once again, it's a pleasure to present our three latest releases. Together with me, we have Gage Chup. He is from South Africa, one of our local engineers, and he will be able to answer all of your questions. So don't leave at the end because we'll have a short Q&A session. Gage, maybe let's have a few introductory words.
Morning, my name is Gage. I am the local engineer in South Africa, busy with network and IoT support. So if you have any Q&As, please feel free to put them in the Q&A section, and also at the end, I'll answer them as best as I can.
All right, thanks. Great, so let's begin. Now, before we start, let's look backwards. In the past few years, we had quite a remarkable year for our company. And Teltonika Networks not only grew its market footprint, but also witnessed a significant portfolio and revenue growth rates. So if we start with 2020, we launched our first PoE switch, TSW100, specifically designed for industrial switches market, which is actually estimated to be worth over $3 billion within 2023. The next year, during 2021, our revenue grew from 43 million to 80 million euros, well, which is equal to portfolio and revenue growth rate, with even better results the next year since we added additional 40 million on the top. Now, definitely, this growth was influenced not only due to introduction of 12 new products, but also due to releasing our first ever 5G devices. But what about 2023? One more year have passed, and let's see how we performed during this year. And what we did, we introduced two new product groups, access points and managed switches, which opens us new markets and connectivity possibilities. So what we can say is that this is really important to our present in Africa as a continent, since Africa is experiencing constant growth of IoT connected devices. This graph nicely indicates the number of IoT connected devices in millions and what is the expected growth in the upcoming years, ultimately meaning that more and more networking products will be required in the future. And now if we take the industrial Ethernet switch market, it is constantly growing, with some key markets being manufacturing, electrical and power, automotive and instrumentation, and transportation, oil and gas, and of course, security areas. So this market segment grew by 34% starting from 2017 to 2022 in Africa. Now, it is expected to have an average yearly growth of 6% within the industrial Ethernet switches market until 2029. So let me introduce our first product that we will analyze today, and it's TSW202 and TSW212 managed switches. We will cover the main aspects of their physical interfaces. We'll talk about their protocol support. We'll look at the similarities and differences, including the potential application scenarios. So once again, if you'll have any questions, don't forget to use our Q&A panel that we'll be able to check in the end of the webinar. Now, to begin with, let me mention that our managed switches are layer 2 with some layer 3 functions. This is often referred to as layer 2 plus or layer 2.5. This means that our managed switches enable advanced features related to industrial protocols, for example, Ethernet IP, Profinet, or MRP. Of course, this includes management capabilities like QoS or diagnostics. And lastly, you can configure services like SNMP version 2 and others. So we'll review that a bit later on. Now, Both TSW202 and TSW212 features 8 gigabit Ethernet ports and 2 SFP connections for long-range fiber optics communication. SFP here is important for upgradability and long-distance communication and, in general, overall cost over time. So let's say in a growing business, having a managed switch with SFP connectors could mean easily upgrading from a copper-based networks to fiber optic network as the business expands to multiple big buildings, for example, in a campus. This upgrade would enhance data transmission speeds and accommodate the increased distance without the need to replace the entire switch, thus providing a cost-effective solution to meet the evolving network. Furthermore, these devices both have built-in DIN rail for easier installation. We all know how important it is to have easy installation, so it allows you to cut the time and became sort of an industry standard by now. When it comes to layer 2 and layer 3 support, our managed switches operate primarily at layer 2 and incorporate some layer 3 functionalities. This classification is often referred to as layer 2 plus or layer 2.5 by some of the market players. And of course, layer 3 features and any that are supported are clearly listed on the product data sheet and our web pages. So we will start with industrial protocol overview. One of the most popular protocols in this area is Profinet, and both of these devices support Profinet Class B. Let's look at the topology that illustrates an example with multiple different infrastructure elements connected to a one network. The main benefits that we can expect from Profinet in such kind of situation is that, first of all, it provides you with real-time communication, allowing for deterministic data transmission, which is crucial in industrial settings where timing is critical, right? Now, in addition to that, we can perform diagnostics, and it enables capabilities basically to use prompt identification and resolution of network issues, in the end, minimizing downtime and ensuring smooth operations. Now, when it comes to industrial profiles, it would allow you to standardize communication with different types of devices, in the end, simplifying network configuration and management. And of course, ease of configuration and maintenance with automatic device replacement and topology detection. This allows managing and maintaining the network easier, reducing the total cost of ownership. Now, in addition, both devices comes with Ethernet IP protocol support. And even though this protocol is very, or let's say highly and mostly used in US, it's quite a popular protocol when it comes to South Africa, for example. And Ethernet IP operates on the common industrial protocol, which allows for seamless communication between the devices and systems across different network technologies. This contrasts with the industrial profiles supported by Profinet Class B, offering broader level of standardization. And similar to Profinet, Ethernet IP leverages standard Ethernet technology by its adoption of TCP/IP and UDP/IP protocols that aligns more closely with common IT practices, potentially easing the integration with enterprise networks. Now, comparable to diagnostic capabilities of Profinet Class B, Ethernet IP also enables switches to provide robust diagnostic and monitoring features for efficient troubleshooting and network management. Well, by having both protocols supported, TSW212 and 202 offers flexibility to match different industry needs. And let's take a look to another critical protocol, which is MRP. So TSW202 and 212 both support MRP, or in other words, Media Redundancy Protocol, that is specifically designed for ring topologies, ensuring seamless and redundant path for data communication. MRP provides rapid recovery in the event of networking failure. So often, and even within milliseconds, it would ensure minimal downtime for downtime, which is crucial in time-sensitive industrial operations. Now, in addition to this, MRP requires almost minimal configuration, making it an easy implementation and maintenance option, which is boon for networking administrators, especially in complex setups. So by minimizing the downtime, MRP contributes to enhanced productivity and operational efficiency in different environments. Now, if you already use our product, you will be familiar, I guess, that Teltonika is using RUTOS operating system. But when it comes to our managed switches, we have adjusted it and released a new one, which we call Which OS. To start with, this is how our overview page looks, and it contains a variety of widgets that display the status of various systems and services related to the device. Like with all Teltonika solutions, we made interface to be intuitive and user-friendly. For example, let's take a look to a port settings page. The port page provides information related to the status of the device's physical ports, as well as the ability to edit port settings, security, or loopback detection. While port status displays port information with options to select, enable ports, to enable or disable PoE, EE, and isolation options. Now, if we look to the port management, in this topology, you can see two examples illustrating how the port management works if we have different network setups. Now, on the left side, in topology number 1, only access points and one camera are enabled for connectivity, while on the second one, ports with access points connected are disabled and only IP cameras are connected. So this service ensures efficient control and configuration for optimal performance and security of your application. And it's up to you to choose what you want to enable and what you want to be in control in every different situation that you encounter. Now, talking about the services, I'm really happy to say that our managed switches are also RMS compatible. So for those who are new to our products, RMS is the fastest growing product in our portfolio during the 2023. 2023. It's based on Amazon Web Services. It's a cloud-driven platform, and it allows you to stay over top of your connectivity solution. With an impressive turnover growth of more than 77%, more and more of our seller devices users are discovering the value the system can bring in terms of saving time and money while keeping control of their solution from anywhere in the world. So now, in a nutshell, RMS enables their users to manage their whole fleet of devices or use RMS Connect functionality to reach devices behind the switch, to control ports, and to monitor all of their network. So without a doubt, RMS is a really strong argument to use TSW202 and 212 and pair them with competitive data and management packs. This solution can hardly be matched by our competitors. And if you're an engineer, you would definitely like, to utilize cloud solution to make accessibility much more easy. Now, TSW212 can be fully controlled and configured over the air by using RMS multi-configuration functionality. In this case, we'll see how one of our users is configuring the device. So basically, all the configuration options that you can access in the Switch Web UI can be found here as well. Is the fundamental basis of our system. In this example, we can see how to scan the existing configuration, upload it to RMS, and adjust it before scaling it up to a larger fleet of products. At the same time, we are able to get and see live port status information, add remote connections, and of course, standard management such as firmware updates and uploading backups is also available. So in this case, you see how the ports can be seen lively and how we are setting up a remote access. Basically, it's a matter of clicks. So, to summarize, RMS enables you to take full control of your deployed manage switches remotely. And just like with our routers and gateways, you can see active ports of the switches, what devices are connected, and access them straight from the RMS interface. All of this basically puts you in the front seat of networking management without actually leaving your seat. Now, let's explore another scenario where we would be utilizing RMS Connect functionality. So in this case, TSW202 and 212 are fully compatible with RMS Connect and supports remote access via HTTP or HTTPS, SSH, Telnet, VNC, RDP, and SFTP protocols. On RMS, you can see all of our devices connected to TSW202 and 212 and can automatically show you default ports through which the connected devices are accessible. In this example, we can see two scenarios. So the first one is that we are trying to access Raspberry Pi by using the VNC protocol, while with the second one, it's to access it via HTTP, ensuring secure connection, connecting to a third-party router with ability to reach its web UI and configure it. So once again, to summarize, RMS Connect allows you to reach your connectivity solution basically in a one click by accessing almost any kind of third-party application. The best part is that your managed switch is enough to establish a remote tunnel since it does not require our gateway or router. And of course, to be versatile, RMS Connect supports a wide range of protocols like RDP, HTTP, and many others. So now you might ask, all right, we covered all that is common between the TSW202 and 212, but what about their differences? Well, to be honest, there's only one significant difference between these two devices. TSW202 features power over Ethernet on all ports with PoE Plus standard and a total power budget of 240 volts. If we took to TSW212, it comes without this function. So the main difference between these managed switches is that TSW202, it has PoE Plus capabilities where each of its 8 Ethernet ports can provide up to 30 volts of power. Nevertheless, whether you need an 8-port PoE Plus switch or not, both devices will provide you with advanced networking control capabilities, and it will guarantee seamless connectivity support. And keep in mind that without PoE Plus functionality, TSW212 will be slightly cheaper than TSW202. For those applications where price optimization really matters. That's why we always try to create a variation of devices to maintain flexibility in a variety of situations. Now, we spoke about the physical perspective. We mentioned some of the features and services of our products, but how about the use cases? So let's say that logistics warehouses are inevitably getting smarter as technology integration provides them with greater truck tracking efficiency, management capabilities, and of course, advanced security measures are critical to prevent potential theft risks and to reduce a variety of operational threats. So the solution calls for the TSW202 managed switch, which is the ideal choice for a network infrastructure consisting of numerous end devices, all demanding uninterrupted control and connectivity. So let's analyze the topology. The control room, it provides network connectivity to two strategically placed TSW202s with PoE Plus and SFP ports for fiber connectivity. Each switch in this scenario provides data connection to IP, PTZ cameras, number plate scanner, and RFID scanner with PoE that supports 30 watts per port. With integrated protocols like Profinet and AMRP, QoS, and port management, TSW202 8-port PoE Plus switch offers a precise control over each port, allowing for detailed monitoring and control over end-device performance, and even reboots, not to mention increased redundancy. For example, if we take that RFID scanner has to get more priority in the network, we would be able to use QoS for that part. And if we take in general Africa markets, we can really see that security is essential, and being able to stay in control, especially if you provide solutions over different regions and distances, well, you can add RMS on the top and you would be able to reach not only our switches, but the devices behind as well. Now, let's analyze another use case in the manufacturing industry. So, as you know, manufacturing facilities can achieve utmost performance primarily through automation, and their equipment demands robust network connectivity, but must also be continuously and precisely controlled and monitored at all times. So in this topology, we have multiple infrastructure elements like cameras, multiple sensors, PLCs, HMIs, and other equipment that requires contact connectivity. Now, the TSW212 managed switch in the puzzle piece, completing the challenge by seamlessly integrating all facility equipment into one cohesive system and providing granular network management through its port management and QoS features, with support of protocols like Ethernet IP or, in other cases, Profinet, and of course the MRP. This managed switch facilitates automated data processing, supports MRP systems for establishing ring topologies between the devices, which are essential for reducing the risk of production delays to the minimum. Once again, even though in this topology we have wired data connection without PoE, it's always an option to replace it to TSW202 to provide power over Ethernet to some of the infrastructure elements within the topology. And of course, let's take a look on how our hardware can help with networking infrastructure in enterprise environment. So if we look at this topology, I can say that many organizations are establishing VLANs for greater security of their networking infrastructure. But this requires advanced network switches capable of providing granular control that extends even to endpoint devices. So managed switches are the ideal solution for the challenges since they enable network administrators to establish multiple VLANs, effectively segregating company departments while having utmost reachability over each end device. Beyond VLAN tagging, managed switches like the TSW202 and TSW212 offer QoS and scheduling features that allow for prioritized data flow management from multiple endpoints and automate tasks such as periodic port shutdown for even greater network management. Additionally, given their compatibility with RMS, you can leverage RMS management and its multi-configuration tool to basically execute these procedures remotely for all devices in a single session. Lastly, they are compatible with STP and RSTP protocols, which prevent network loops and broadcast storms and facilitate quick recovery from networking topology changes. This is crucial for maintaining networking uptime. Now, if you look at the topology, we have multiple connectivity times. Between the routers, we have established VPN connection. Since, let's say, we have different branches and headquarters, we are running one of our RTX 11s for primary and backup connectivity. And at the same time, we are able not only to provide wire data for our VLAN environments, at the same time, we are able to provide PoE and data connections to POS terminals, scanners, cameras, IP phones, and basically almost any infrastructure element. I hope by now you are convinced about the benefits of our managed switches that it can bring to your solution. But in addition to them, we have recently made an addition to our enterprise portfolio, which is TAP200 access point. So not so long ago, we introduced TAP100, which was Wi-Fi 4 access point to enter the enterprise market and test our client needs. After collecting the feedback from the market, we launched the new access point TAP200. And even though previously most of our solutions were specialized for industrial connectivity for IoT machine-to-machine interactions, we see an ever-growing need within the enterprise area. So let me introduce TAP200 Wi-Fi access point that supports Wi-Fi 5 capabilities with dual band Wi-Fi for even increased speeds and flexibility. Of course, all of the antennas are fit internally, since you'll find two antennas for 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi and two antennas for 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi in addition to that. Of course, this device will support fast roaming features. From a physical perspective, it utilizes one RJ45 port with a 1 gigabit port capacity. Powering on this device is done only via Ethernet port by utilizing PoE in, and it supports a range of 44 to 57 volts. And TAP200, just like all the Teltonika products, is made with the philosophy to maintain high quality and reliability. Thus, it maintains our wide operating temperature, it has IP30 class, and is made to be compact. Of course, to meet the enterprise industry standards, we created an attractive design for any user to blend in seamlessly in their environment. And of course, in addition to that, we use UV stabilized plastic so it does not lose its white color due to sunlight exposure. So basically, once again, it's made to be future proof. Of course, it comes with integrated mounting bracket in addition, so it would be easy installable. Last thing is that TAP200 is utilizing a simplified RUTOS version. It supports up to 8 different SSIDs. It has advanced security like VPA3 and of course supports VLAN separation. And like with every Teltonika device on RUTOS, we can provide you SDK package for your individual customization needs. So basically this will give you the flexibility if you need more than it's included with the standard packaging. So let's take a look to a practical example in branch office connectivity. So the downtime cost of enterprises are a serious risk, right? And that can be avoided by choosing the right enterprise router and a variety of elements for networking infrastructure. For example, to ensure backup connectivity, power sources for the maximum redundancy. This is further boosted by the simple yet strategic placement of TAP200 access points that are connected to the main gateway with the PoE injector. So basically, this ensures optimal wireless coverage without requiring additional cabling. And in simpler terms, your office will have all its internet needs more than satisfied, as you can expect seamless data flow at all times. Now, the best part is that each TAP200 can be reached and configured our cloud management platform, RMS, meaning that your engineer will be able to provide services and support to match the service level agreements by using RMS and remoting into each of the access points from a distance, eliminating the need to go on the site. So basically, TAP200 is a Wi-Fi 5 wireless access point designed to enhance Wi-Fi coverage in medium density spaces where high network performance is essential. And this covers, of course, a variety of workplaces. It can work in multiple type of hotels and, of course, in waiting lounges. Now, with many more than including conference halls, public spaces, retail stores, campuses, university schools, and we can keep on naming and naming. And while all our devices have 30 days free use of RMS cloud services, with TAP200 exclusively, we include 24 months of RMS management with each TAP200. So this will ensure that every solution that we deploy can be fully controlled and managed remotely. And that would be it from our product introduction perspective. Before we proceed to Q&A session, I would like to mention that for all of the webinar attendants, basically who are based in one of our African countries, we will be offering some special discounts for getting the devices. So don't hesitate to contact your local sales representatives or your account managers for more information. So thank you everyone for attending the webinar today. It was a pleasure. Let's make connectivity happen and hopefully talk to you soon.